Crossfire 99.3 Nigeria Info.
The nation's number one talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria, and from wherever you are listening this morning. A very lovely morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Crossfire. The last hour of the show. I'm Sheriff Quadry. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also join the conversation if you are a crypto trader or you use crypto for one reason or the other. This is the conversation for you. If you don't know anything about crypto, just, listen up. You would get informed this morning as we go along on the show. Remember, we always say this, protect yourself. Have your face mask on. COVID is still very, very much around. Don't get fatigued. Don't despair. Just go on. Do what you have to. Wash your hands regularly. Use hand sanitizers if you must. If you've traveled, make sure you isolate yourself for about 10 days or so before you start mixing up with people. COVID is very, very real. We campaign against people who say COVID is not real. It's very, very much around us. So let's all take responsibility. Now, that said, welcome to the show. Let me bring up my guest very quickly, Zeal. It's good to see you. Happy New Year to you, Zeal.
Happy New Year. Been a while.
It's been a minute.
Good morning.
It's been a minute. Let's talk about this ban. Well, it's not new, actually. It started, I think, in 2017 when the central bank first made that pronouncement. But a reminder was sent on Friday. Zeal,
yes.
How did you receive that message?
Personally, to be on one hand, I can see why the central bank is concerned.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I'm not convinced it's their job to be concerned. The reason I say that is that we have the Securities and Exchange Commission,
Right.
whose job it is to protect public interest on anything regarding investments. That's the job commission. And in September last year, the Securities and Exchange Commission sent out a circular saying it will regulate all transactions in cryptocurrencies. So for the central bank to turn around and claim, we know some tabloids are pretty much the official newsletter of the central bank to claim that it was a security risk and all that. I can appreciate that crypto can be used for untoward activities. But that's not unique to crypto. And again, that is not the central bank's job.
One of the reasons the central bank also gave was the fact that it's being, there were some monies, there were some funds that have been stolen from America into Nigeria, and they needed to be able to trace those monies, those funds.
Yeah, Sharif, I completely agree with that. But let's be very honest.
Yeah.
Did these stories of fraud in other countries start with the introduction of any cryptocurrency? No, it did not. Exactly. In 2013, if I remember correctly, Nigeria was the largest importer of dollar cash in the whole world. What was that dollar cash coming here for? So do people do fraud and bring in the proceeds of their fraud as cars, as equipment, as foreign exchange? They do. Do you ban them? You don't. A regulator's job is to regulate. And if you understand what it means to regulate, then you would be opposed to banning things. Because when you see something is going wrong, instead of banning, what you want to do as a regulator is to pull it under your regulatory purview so you can control it. But when you ban it, you drive it on the ground. And clearly, very, very clearly, the central bank didn't consult, let me not say widely, but the central bank didn't consult properly, because the whole idea of the blockchain technology on which crypto sits is a decentralized network. It's virtually a peer-to-peer network.
Do you think the central bank felt threatened by crypto? Do you think Naira was under threat by crypto?
By crypto, I don't. So the central bank has its job. The central bank, in very many respects, has done its job suboptimally. And it's, as it is with many things in this current administration, you find who to blame. Instead of finding solutions, instead of putting heads together, instead of being constructive in your approach to finding solutions, you just find who to blame, you shackle responsibility, and then ban. Don't forget, this is the same central bank that banned foreign exchange for milk imports. Milk, well, like, is everything okay? Milk is a key protein for children. If you ban milk imports in 10, 15, 20 years, we're going to have an issue with stunting. We already have a massive protein deficiency among our youth, among children. We already have out-of-school children, and then you want to ban foreign exchange for milk? I mean, so the central bank has not shown a lot of, I don't know what word to use, wild consultation. Let me put it that way so I'm not rude. On this matter.
What's the effect of this on the crypto space?
To be honest, it will be an inconvenience, but it's not going to change very much.
Okay.
It's not going to change very much
Why
because
is that?
It's a decentralized network.
Okay.
What's going to change? Cryptocurrencies are traded like most other international assets in dollars. Okay, a few exchanges gave the opportunity for you to buy it denominated in local currency, which is what the central bank possibly sees and doesn't like. Now, by stopping the banks from doing that, all you've done is that you forced these people to now go back and start dealing in foreign currency.
Right.
You're not going to stop the dealing of it. And what else could possibly happen is somebody's going to set up an exchange that's purely peer-to-peer, right? Which means if you want to transact your crypto, the exchange holds the digital currency, and when you have done the local currency transfer, then they release the currency to you, which means you're just going to see individuals transferring naira, which the central bank will not be able to, track. Now, let me read something for you.
Yes, please.
This was a 2-day seminar. This is a topic. This was a 2-day seminar on understanding the interface between cryptocurrency and money laundering.
Right.
Okay. This is the central bank governor's speech. And the summary of his speech, he said that there are various things to do with virtual currencies. One of them, permitting the usage of virtual currencies. 2, amending existing or enacting new legislation to cover and regulate virtual currencies. 3, issue warnings or advisory notices to consumers of financial services on the risks posed by virtual currencies. 4, impose licensing requirements on virtual currency market participants. 5, prohibiting financial institutions from dealing in VCs. And 6, outrightly banning the use of VCs. Okay? 6 different things that the central bank governor's speech says are ways to deal with virtual currencies.
Right.
He did not pick any of the ones that required a lot of intellectual rigor. He picked the one that was no thought process. Let's just ban it. But these things, you can't really ban what you don't regulate. You're just going to drive it underground, out of a regulatory purview, and with a decentralized network with blockchain technology, peer-to-peer transactions. You just cause an inconvenience.
I want us to correct some information out there. I'm not using misinformation because I'm not exactly clear as to whether these stories are misinformation or accurate information. I've heard that this ban will create job losses. It will increase fraud. What exactly?
I can't see. That's a bit of a stretch in my opinion.
Right.
I can't see how. I mean, I would like to stick with the things that are proven, that we know. So, for example, the exchanges they've been dealing cryptocurrencies will execute the cover transaction in dollars on a net basis.
Right.
So, for argument's sake, if people bought $10 worth of crypto and on the same day sold $10 worth of crypto, then the exchange does not need to do anything because the transactions will net off, right? And so the impact on the foreign exchange market in that scenario will be zero. Now, if you ban what they're doing, then the people who bought $10 worth of crypto, you know what they're going to do? They're going to the parallel market to buy the $10.
Okay.
The people who would have sold it, because of the nature of our economy, people would rather look for naira than sell dollars.
Oh.
So what would very likely happen, I mean, we don't have the data, but what would very likely happen is that you're going to have a lot more people looking for dollars from the parallel market. It does not mean there's an increase in demand.
Okay.
You will just have more requests for the same amount of dollar. But the way the market is very fragile and sensitive, it could look like more demand and it could drive pressure in the parallel market.
Really?
So it's not. This is not the best way to deal with it.
It's going to affect the local economy directly, or if it's going to be indirectly, how with this? Because, I mean, Zeal, you were around. You saw the outcry online and see, economy go crash. Oh, wow.
No. I mean, it's the outcry. You need to understand the different types of outcry.
Yeah.
One outcry is people who've done transactions on crypto and make money from it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they'll be upset, no doubt. There will be an outcry from people like me. The outcry is not about crypto as much as it is that the central bank is consistently overreaching, taking decisions that are not well thought through, and not taking the best of decisions. And my concern is, and we've seen that over the years, over the last 3 years or so, the central bank takes a decision, takes an action, it has a massive impact, people cry out. Then when we have suffered the negative impact of the decision, they then reverse it and say they made a mistake. That's not how central banks operate. So that's a different type of outcry. Think this thing through before you take drastic action, and then make sure that your action actually achieves what you want. Because if it does not, then you're just putting an unnecessary burden on people. 3 is people who don't even understand what's going on and they just want to. And I think that's where a lot of the noise is coming from. It's in terms of job losses, are there people who have set up businesses around trading? Oh, yes, they are.
Okay.
Will it impact them? Yes, it will. But you see, the blockchain technology is done by very, very smart people. They will outsmart the system. I mean, globally, because of the nature of blockchain and cryptocurrency and how it is held in cyberspace, no country has been able to successfully bring it under their purview completely. There are little ways you can. So it's not likely that banning it is going to make a big difference, because if the exchange moves to Ghana, what are you going to do? The only difference is, instead of debiting your bank account here and crediting your crypto wallet, you debit your bank account, you buy dollars, credit your dollar account, and then move it offshore. And you can't stop that.
I want to talk to you about fintech, because that's the space we are right now. I've also heard arguments as to how this will affect the fintech space. It's a growing space in Nigeria. It's a very, very promising space in Nigeria. We have sound minds. We have blockchain builders, so technologists who are here in Nigeria doing very well. Will this affect that space in any way?
I mean, fintech is very broad.
It is.
It's very broad. Fintech isn't. I mean, the blockchain world is only a part of the fintech world. But when you understand how crypto came up based on the evolution and the introduction of the blockchain technology. Now, the blockchain technology is being used internationally already.
Right.
It's a very secure way to store information. It's very, very secure. For now, I think is the most secure way to store information. Now, to get the information, to decrypt the information, you need people called miners, who they mine the codes and then release the information. Now, for the job they are doing in mining the codes, they get paid. But they get paid in the blockchain world, which is where the cryptocurrency comes up. So as long as blockchain exists, cryptocurrencies will exist. Now, how do you want to integrate that into your economy is the question that we should be asking, and not how to get it out. And don't forget, a lot of young people are involved in blockchain and cryptocurrency. You know what that means? It means that it's a matter of time. The generation of people running central banks now are not as understanding of technology as the younger people. So in 10 or 20 years, when these younger people are now the ones in charge of the financial institutions, they'll just open it up. So in terms of fintech is very broad. Fintech industry is growing, and with the evolution and advancement of technology, it will continue to grow, because technology makes our lives easier, more convenient, and more secure. So that will not be touched. So in terms of using technology in the financial industry, it will continue to grow. Many international banks own equity in many of these blockchain companies. They are already using it for international trade. And people don't understand blockchain as much as they think of crypto. Blockchain is here. It looks like it's here to stay. Let me not prophesy. Looks like it's here to stay, and it's very secure. A lot of international banks are using it.
That's where I'm going now, Zeal. I mean, it's almost like you're an oracle of some sort. One Bitcoin is about 14 million naira, 14.8 million naira in Nigerian currency today. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And like you have said, international banks, international investment firms, investment bankers, they are pushing their resources into Bitcoin, to be precise, cryptocurrencies, as an investment of some sort. Is it certain that we don't even already have some of our, this is speculative, this is quite speculative, that we don't even already have some of our banks investing in this? And is it wrong as a financial institution to invest in it? Maybe offshore, maybe not locally. Would they be breaking any law if they are doing that?
I mean, how will I put it? Financial institutions have investment guidelines. There are certain things, risks you cannot take and all of that, and there are certain reportings you must adhere to. Now, if the Securities and Exchange Commission classifies cryptocurrencies as a security and an asset, then nothing stops you from investing in it. So it is the Securities and Exchange Commission's job to regulate investment.
Just so we're clear, the banks can still go ahead.
Hang on.
Okay.
But the banks are also regulated by the central bank.
Oh, okay.
So if the central bank says, do not get involved in this, but what the central bank has told them is not to facilitate. Now, I do not think personally that Nigerian banks will hold cryptocurrencies on their balance sheet because of the volatility and all of that. And don't forget, it's investors' money.
Yeah.
Now, what the central bank can do in terms of regulation is bring a guideline now that any bank that holds cryptocurrency on their balance sheet, you are going to have to use a risk weighting of 100% for it. So it does not make sense for the bank to do it. Now, if you still want to take the risk, so the central bank can say, when we are auditing your books, if you have any cryptocurrency, we are going to assume its value is zero. And we're going to take it from your capital. If a bank says, no problem, I don't mind doing it, then you go ahead. So that's what I believe the central bank should be doing, either regulating it. But you see, I personally just don't like things that culminate in an outright ban. Because it just means that you've reached your intellectual capacity to regulate. And you cannot think through the issues, you cannot come through with solutions, you cannot manage it, therefore you pretend it does not exist by banning it.
Zeal, let me put this question to you, because I'm tempted to go, we're almost due for a break, because right now I'm at a loss as to who should obey what exactly. You've rightly made a point that the SEC is saddled with this responsibility when it comes to investment and all. The CBN has a role to play in regulating the banks and financial institutions. In this case now, who should anybody obey? I mean, financial institutions, investment banks. Let's put it that.
The financial institutions, banks,
who should we obey right now?
They have to obey both of them because they are regulated by both the SEC and the central
Isn't
bank.
that confusing?
No, it's not confusing.
The SEC said that they would, incorporate crypto.
No. So don't forget what central bank has said. The circular, if I remember correctly, is that the financial institutions are not allowed to facilitate.
Right.
Now again, what does facilitate mean? That's a bit quirky, but so that's different. I don't think the central bank was after the financial institutions because I'm not aware that any of them was actually doing it. Right. What they were concerned about was
some of them were. Okay. Some of them are like they serve as exchanges for
settlement houses, not exchanges.
Not exchanges,
just,
right?
I mean, because you need to move money. I need a bank to move money.
Yeah.
So I think what the central bank is after is the individuals or institutions that have bank accounts in those banks not doing it. But again, you need to remember, it is not, and I say this very emphatically, it is not the central bank's business what I do with my money, long as it's not illegal.
Let's go to break, Zeal. We'll be right back to continue with this conversation.
A multinational company in Lekki, Lagos is massively recruiting independent sales executives that own a car and a valid driver's license. Are you ready to work with the company with the most history worldwide? Are you ambitious, a smart worker? Do you have a great attitude? Ready to take your career to the next level? Here is an opportunity for you. Please call 0815-705-0505 or 0905-637-4233 58 to book for an interview.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
Naija no dey carry last. That is why we push our bodies, stretch our minds in order to succeed. And when our bodies break down with pains, aches, and fever, we know Emzo paracetamol will help us push through. So with Emzo paracetamol in our hands, success in our eyes, and the Naija fighting spirit in our hearts, we tell pain, not today.
For aches, pains, and fever, trust Emzo paracetamol. If symptoms persist after 2 days, please see your doctor.
God doesn't find that. When they talk about find out that remedy, they learn from where we did. Because to find it easy for me. I wonder that is what we say easy way for me. Now linking my NIN to my glow line. Don't tell me, Flo. I feel just first now pick up my phone. Go use the USSD code by dialing *109* my NIN hash. Or quickly, I go just text my NIN to 109. I feel also visit glowworld.com/NIN on top my super fast internet. If I come the area where we say Glow World near me, let's just waka enter. And if you don't forget your NIN, dial *346#. You don't get them back. Some people there, they call the ask question. We they call register for NIN. Don't worry yourself. Just waka enter any nearest Glow World. Don't let them disconnect you from all the amazing voice and data offers where they inside Glow. Linking your NIN. They're safe and it's 100% free with zero wahala.
Glow, grandmasters of data.
Say you're planning a trip to Dubai, a romantic getaway, business, family vacation, leisure. Let me give you 4 reasons to fly with us at Airpeace. Airpeace flies to Dubai via Sharjah International Airport. And guess what? You get to Dubai City Centre in 15 minutes. How? Airpeace will get you there in style and class. I mean, talk about limos and cozy saloon cars with no extra cost to you. Let's not forget you spend a much shorter time going through immigration and baggage claim at Sharjah International Airport. You basically get to the city centre faster than if you landed in DXB. When you fly Airpeace, you enjoy a much lower airfare like none other in our luxurious Boeing 777 with our hospitable cabin crew. Now tell me again why you wouldn't fly Airpeace. What are you waiting for? Oh yeah, visit www.flyairpeace.com or download our mobile app and allow us to give you the Dubai experience starting with us.
In the information era, facts, events, and news are available at the click of a button. The information flow is enormous, which makes the financial markets unpredictable. As a trader, you need to have a strategy, and most importantly, you need a trustworthy partner that will simplify things for you. Hot Forex is serious about its responsibilities to you. With its origin dating back to 2010, we are a multi-regulated broker with over 2 million live accounts, wide global presence, more than 35 international awards, tight spreads, multiple assets, reliable fast execution, technological innovation, and multiple account types. The Hot Forex team is always ready to deliver trading services and free trading education that you can rely on every time. And this is not just a mission, it's a promise. Visit the Hot Forex Educational Centers at 3rd floor, Warala House, 90 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos, or call 0908-517-6394 or visit www.hotforex.com. Hot Forex, for traders that want more.
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you go to share with the other neighbors.
The toilet be this.
What's the apple?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this, eh?
Yes, now. See what's in they use take cleaner and kill the yama germs come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner. Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with Hypo toilet cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and germ free. Available in sachet for 35 naira only. Madam, now 2 years landlord one collect.
We go pay for 6 years, eh?
Hypo.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And we're back on the Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info. 8:30 is the time from our studios. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. This morning we'll be taking your thoughts on this last 30, on this half hour. We'll be taking your thought, okay? On Facebook and on YouTube. Let us know what you think about this conversation. We have comments coming through already on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll get to them in a moment. I have a couple of more questions to ask Zeal, because what we're doing right now is to try and explain away some of the things that I have personally read online, I've seen online, as to the reasons and, you know, the effects, the impacts of this move by the CBN, and I'm glad that we've been able to bring some clarity into some of those information out there. Zeal, thank you again for coming into the studio this morning. Now, before we go take some feedback from people, let's quickly continue from where we stopped as to the seeming conflict between, conflict in regulation or directive or whatever position on cryptocurrency between SEC and the CBN. It looks like we're putting the guy in the middle at a loss here. Like I said, I was at a loss the other time. I mean, who should they obey?
So, let me do this. Let me read a short paragraph from the SEC circular. It's on their website, 14th of September 2020. What will be regulated? The position of the Commission is that virtual crypto assets are securities unless proven otherwise. Thus, the burden of proving that the crypto asset proposed to be offered are not securities and therefore not under the jurisdiction of the SEC is placed on the issuer or sponsor of the said assets. So they've made it clear. We see these things as securities. That's SEC. Now, what happens is this. I have my money.
Yeah.
As we're all individuals, we have our money, we put our money in the bank. It is not the central bank's business what I do with my money within the law. So anything that I do with my money, as long as there is no law that says you cannot do this, it is not the central bank's business. If I decide to invest in sand and I believe the price of sand will go up, central bank cannot come and say, no, don't buy sand. It's not their business. Okay? SEC can issue a warning that, look, this sand you want to invest in is not a good idea. But that's it. As long as there is no law saying do not do it, I can do it. Now, people buy cars as investment. People buy houses as investment. CBN cannot wake up and say, oh, people are using their cars and their houses to transfer money and we can't track the movement of. No, you can't do that. If you have an issue with the investments people are making regarding legality, you go to the Nigerian Senate, the National Assembly, get them to pass a law, get the president to assent, and then say crypto is illegal. Now, what central bank can do and what is within their purview is restrict access to foreign exchange for the purposes of crypto, which they have done. They never gave crypto assets access to the foreign exchange market. So what they are doing is, in my opinion, authoritarian and far-reaching, and there are other ways to achieve the same end while staying within the law.
Before we go to those other ways, let's put a gavel on it right now. It is not illegal to trade in crypto in Nigeria.
No. There is no law that says, for something to be illegal, a law has to say do not do it.
That's right.
There's a law that says do not do cocaine.
Yeah.
There's a law that says do not steal. So those things are illegal. There is no law that says do not buy digital assets. And I'm pretty sure there will be no such law. Because there is no illegality involved. It's like telling me do not buy dollars because dollars is used for money laundering. There is no such law. If you use an asset to commit an offense, you get arrested. So even though there is no law that says do not buy dollars, if you find that I've laundered dollars, the laundering of dollars, the laundering of money is an offense. So the activity around the asset is the offense, not the asset, not owning the asset. I can be arrested for laundering naira. Do you understand? So it's the activity around the asset that's illegal, not the asset itself, unless it's a narcotic like cocaine.
Right.
I can't buy cocaine and say I think the price will go up.
Yeah,
that's an illegality.
Because it's illegal.
Yes. Other than that, no, there's no such thing.
Let's talk about the exchanges one more time.
Yeah.
We mentioned them in passing, but now let's focus on them. The Binance, the Paxful, all of those ones. How does this affect them, really?
Well, I think the volumes traded on the exchanges will reduce because for the number of people that were buying crypto using Naira, and those people who do not have access to dollar or dollar accounts or access to the exchanges offshore, they will not be able to trade, or rather to become more complicated to trade. So therefore, the volumes on those exchanges will go down, typically. Now, one of the things CBN has been touting is the volumes traded from Nigeria. It's very high.
Yeah.
But again,
I think it's about second or so.
Yeah.
Second in the world.
That's turnover.
Second in the world.
Yes,
That's a lot.
Turnover. What we need to know is turnover is buying and selling. So your turnover can be high because a lot of people are buying and selling. So a lot of people, that is the people that have come across on social media, they seem to be doing this as a short-term money-making thing. So you buy today, it goes up, you sell a bit, you take 10 naira here, 10, and they keep doing that. So one person can do a volume of 1 million. Meanwhile, all he has done is do 1,000 times. That's 1 million.
Yeah.
You understand? So if a lot of people are doing small trades, a lot of times in and out of the same transactions within the same day, the turnover is high. But the actual amount of cash flow that it's expending, they haven't released that figure. We don't know that figure yet. I don't know that figure. Let me put it that way.
Okay. All right. If you're watching on Facebook, welcome. I can see your comments. I'll take them one after the other. If you're on YouTube as well, you're welcome. I'll take your comments as well. The WhatsApp portal is also very open. Zeal Akaraiwe is here. Let's have your questions as regards this ban. If you have anything that is not clear enough, you can ask him before I chip in my own again. So 0700 993 993 993. That is the studio line. That is 0700 993 993 993. I'm going to start with this caller that we're preparing now, but let me quickly take this YouTube message. Babaola says CBN only reiterated its stance on cryptocurrency. Why are people seeing this as an entirely new regulation? Doesn't that suggest we have not been law-abiding? That's Babaola on YouTube. Philip is joining us. Philip, hi. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Sherry.
Morning to you.
And good morning to your guest in the house.
Zeal, yeah.
Yeah, Zeal, yeah. I follow him on Twitter. Okay, with respect to the issue with this crypto, Zeal has said it all. There's a whole lot of overreach that's coming from the CBN circular. But there's another area which most of them are not actually seeing how this is going to affect basically average Nigerians who deal in digital assets. Now, most of our fintech products run partly on this platform.
Okay.
And so at the same time, if you notice, throughout the weekend, a lot of, virtually almost all of them were affected.
Right.
Running from from one corner to the other to see how they can restructure their virtual cards and all. I mean, it is not actually helping investors when they see policy just come up overnight and then affect the whole lot of their investment. So I think they actually need to look into this, probably go back and abide with what SEC had in mind with classifying this as assets, and then let people go ahead and deal along with whatever, provided it's not illegal. Provided it's not illegal. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip, for calling. Appreciate it. I have a message here for you, Zeal, on YouTube. Jimmy says, what is the implication of someone who wants to buy crypto right now? I mean, we discussed this during the break. How does someone now buy crypto right now?
Well, like I said, it's just going to become slightly more inconvenient. To be very honest with you, I didn't find out until pretty recently in the last, this year, that you could buy crypto using Naira. Everybody else I knew that was buying crypto was buying it in dollars. So,
right.
It's like I said, if you have access to open a crypto account on an exchange offshore, this makes little difference to you.
Right.
It's those who
if you've been rarely trading in naira, so this
for those who've been doing it in naira, then it becomes an inconvenience because you now have to go back to trading in dollars, and then you have to have a wallet. You have to be able to buy it in dollars from an exchange office. You have to have that access. Other than that, so what actually, in my opinion, this increases the risk of fraud. If for argument's sake I tell people, guys, hey, Sheriff, you want to buy crypto? Don't worry, I have everything set up offshore. Put your naira in my account, I will buy it for you and move to you. People will do that. Then if I run with their money, what happens?
Nothing.
Exactly. So it actually increases the susceptibility of the public to fraud. Because now those who do not have access to dollar accounts will have to rely on people that say they have. And then they are open up to fraud. Otherwise, everybody would have been doing it.
Right. Okay, let's get to the telephone. I have loads of comments here. Morning to you.
Hello?
Good morning. Calm down.
Quadry, I'm sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
Zeal, where have you been all these years?
I've been chilling.
Oh my God, I'm so happy hearing your voice. Sheriff, you are too much. Zeal.
Yes.
Please, my question to you. Both the CBN governor, both the people like this guru and financial matters, I don't want to mention his name. He's working with the presidency. He's among the committee, whatever members. So they don't know about all these things you are explaining. And you say when are the young ones going to take over from this set of people? Zeal. Hello, Zeal.
I'm here.
When are they going to take over? Because as the CBN governor is going, another group within that CBN will come. No young man will get there for now. I don't know. So I'm asking, when are they going to take over? Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for calling. Appreciate it. Nigeria Info, good morning to you. Oh, I think we lost that call. Let's jump on another one. Good morning to you. Hi. We can't hear you. Let's take another one. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, this is David calling from Lagos.
Okay, David, talk to me quickly.
Yes, please, I want to find out what's the difference between this cryptocurrency and a platform like MMM. What's the difference?
Like MMM? Like Ponzi?
Yes.
Okay.
Ponzi and cryptocurrency.
Okay. We'll try and answer that in a moment, but let's quickly speak with Coyote, who is in a cotton. Coyote, hi, good morning to you.
Yeah, sure, good morning.
Morning.
Zeal, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I really would like us to balance this discussion.
Right.
Because to a very large extent, I think what the CBN has done, in my own opinion, is a very good thing.
Okay.
And Nigeria is not the only one that has done that. And I know China, as big as China is, as developed as China is, they've done that. And a lot of other countries, even in Europe, has done that. In US today, if for you to trade in Bitcoin or any crypto asset, there must be full declaration of that transaction. The anonymity behind crypto exchanges, crypto transactions, is too much, and there is no government anywhere in the world that will accept that, because you can crumble any economy with crypto the way it's going. It's the truth. It's like terrorists are using it, fraudsters are using it. You can transfer, you can dupe anybody with the use of crypto, and nobody is regulating it. And it's high time CBN cannot keep looking while those things are happening, because people are doing. See, what you should see, the only thing you can fault CBN doing is to say, come, try to bring these people in and try to regulate. But we also understand that the level of data that Nigeria has about the country is nowhere. So unlike US that you can easily monitor transactions, Nigeria cannot do that. Nigeria cannot do that for now. So you cannot expect CBN to actually keep quiet about this thing. It is very wrong of us to see that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coyote, for joining. Appreciate it. Zeal, let's start with crypto and Ponzi. The caller wanted to know the difference between the two.
I would have loved to ask him what the similarity is. But it's when people say this thing about Ponzi schemes.
Yeah.
A Ponzi scheme is built to collapse. Right? It's not built. So you put 10 naira in a Ponzi scheme. The only way you get your 10 naira back is that somebody else puts his own 10 naira in. Okay? nothing is being invested and you're just building a pyramid that will eventually blow up. Now, many people will say, well, so what's the difference between that and crypto? And I ask them, what's the difference between that and banking? What's the difference? Because when you put your money in the bank uses it for something. The only way you get your money back is that somebody else puts his money in a bank.
Right.
So when you talk about it, the difference is the regulation. When you talk about Ponzi schemes, people invest in oil, people invest in gold. The volume of gold traded internationally is more than the volume of physical gold available. Where's the difference? The volume of dollars traded internationally is more than the volume of dollars available. That's just the way the financial markets work. So when you talk about, for instance, we talk about the banking system's ability to create money.
Right.
Because they take your money is there, it's yours. Your 100 naira is in the bank. The bank lends me your 100 naira. Your 100 naira is still there, but they've given me the 100 naira and I use it. It becomes 200 naira. And I use that money and give somebody who puts it in the bank, it becomes 300 naira. If all of us in the banking system wanted our money at the same time, that's what's called a run on the bank. The liquidity ratio, which is the amount that the central bank insists the banks must hold as liquid assets for people to come and collect.
Right.
If I remember correctly, I think it's about 30%, which means beyond that, they can't pay you by regulation. But the nature of the bank is not to sit on the money. So when you talk about Ponzi schemes, cryptocurrency has built an asset base. The issue internationals have, one of the issues, is that there is no basis for valuing that asset. What is the basis for valuing Bitcoin at $35,000? I agree there's no basis, right? There's no basis for it. What's the basis of valuing gold at $1,800 or $1,200? I'm not really sure. What's the basis of valuing oil at $60? I'm going to go. It's all, you understand? So it's a lot international assets in the financial markets are about demand and supply.
Right.
So it is what it is. This is an asset. What many countries are doing, and what the last caller said, is not entirely correct.
If you're saying that there are no basis, or there is no basis, let me use your words, for valuing Bitcoin, for instance, then what really is necessary? What is responsible for driving up the value?
Demand and supply. So let me put it this way.
Yeah.
There's the way Bitcoin,
demand and supply. How? What do you need it for? I mean, you can't hold it.
People buy gold. You can't hold it. When you buy gold, you hold it. If I invest in oil, for example, if I invest in options of crude oil, I can't hold the crude oil. I can't hold the options.
But you can see them, can't you?
No, you cannot see them.
Well, you can see gold.
No,
you can see crude. Can you see Bitcoin?
No. Let's not look at this from a very primitive perspective.
Okay.
If you go and buy 1,000 barrels of crude off an exchange today, you do not see the crude. It's paper trading. You have a piece of paper. When you buy Nigerian government bonds, do you see bonds? It's a piece of paper. When I send you money, do you see if I send you $1 million to your account, you get an alert. Do you see the money? So let's not assume everything has to be physically and to touch. No, it doesn't work like that in the financial markets. It really, really doesn't. So I'm not making any justification for anything. I'm just saying, if you understand how things work, then it becomes easier to regulate it. When you don't understand, then it looks like a myth to you. It becomes a masquerade and you avoid it.
So is it an overkill to have thought that this could be used for terrorism financing?
Money is what is used for terrorism financing. Okay? Money.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you buy weapons using money. Let me give an example of something I'm certain of. When the US banned Iran and we couldn't buy oil from Iran, nobody was allowed to buy oil from Iran. Iran was still selling oil. Do you know how? They were selling oil using physical gold. People were flying gold in planes into Iran to pay for oil. So if you tell me crypto is being used, yes, anything that's a medium of exchange can be used to exchange assets. So if you tell me they're using cryptocurrencies for terrorism financing, I agree.
Yeah.
They're also using dollars for terrorism financing. They're also using gold for terrorism financing. And if you stop me from doing, if I'm a terrorist and I need something, and I'll tell you, okay, buy 1 million barrels of oil and transfer the asset to me. When I can pay for weapons using oil.
So anything can be used.
Anything that has value. I can pay for guns using the stock exchange.
So in other words, what you've been saying is this was all shades of wrong. But you mentioned something earlier as to how better this could have been done.
Yes.
Could you expatiate on that?
So, for example, the exchanges on which these transactions are done are known. Now, Central Bank, Securities Exchange Commission can fairly easily sit with the exchanges and say there are certain guidelines under which we will let you operate. These are the guidelines. Now, there's a lot of ambiguity. There's a massive lack of transparency. There's no doubt about it. But in terms of volumes, and because, you see, and this is where Central Bank missed it, because you are allowed, or rather, because people were buying crypto from their Naira account, and every Naira account in Nigeria has a BVN.
Very true.
It becomes very easy to track it. So you could tell the exchange, this is the reporting guidelines we need from you. So Zeal moves money to the exchange and buys whatever he wants to buy. The Naira moved from my account. You can track it. You can write algorithms that say, okay, these are all the exchanges, these are all the accounts the exchanges use. And so every transaction, you can track it if you wanted to. And then don't forget, terrorism financing starts from knowing the terrorists. We've had Boko Haram for maybe 15 years. EFCC's mission statement is to curb the transactions for terrorism financing. Who has EFCC ever arrested on financing Boko Haram? We know about the case where people were arrested in Dubai.
In Dubai, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's not pretend. So we need to separate the different issues. One is the insincerity and the pretext on which CBN does ban something because they don't understand it. Instead of gathering intelligence and getting information and using the intellectual capacity available to them to do things, they junk all that and ban. That's insincere. That's just laziness, mental laziness. Then you blame it on terrorism financing. You know what I mean? We've had Boko Haram for how long? Nothing has been done on that. Nobody has been arrested. Even when we hear that people were arrested for that, our own government says, no, they were not involved. How do you know? So let's not make excuses and make it seem and make a mountain out of a molehill.
Right. Zeal, we're going to get back to telephone and take more thoughts. Good morning to you. Oh, we lost that. Nigeria Info, good morning. We lost that as well. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
My name is Henry. I want to thank you for that beautiful information provided by Zeal.
Thank you.
But what we should know is, as well, is important that this is not the first time that CBN will come up with things that they don't understand, and they will begin to limit people to how they. As soon as the banks comes together, we have done it in the past, when we fought them on derivatives, when they didn't understand it then, before they come up with the issue of sports and options. So the same thing can apply when it comes to this cryptocurrency. When banks begin to see how important these assets are, they will come together and they will also go to CBN. And by so doing, you will find out that over time, CBN will send people on trading the likes minds of Zeal, maybe an advisor to CBN to make these things possible. We will see a change. This is not the first time CBN worries come up with things that they don't understand fully.
Okay.
But we need to move from there.
All
That's my contribution on this one.
Right. Thank you for sharing your thought. I really do appreciate it. That's it. We must go now because we're out of time. We have loads and comments everywhere. But what we're going to do is, Zeal, you're going to give your social media handles in case anybody has any questions for you. They can reach out to you directly. I cannot be forwarding all of these things to you. How can people reach out to you, Zeal, quickly?
Okay, the best place to reach me is on Twitter. The handle is Zeal_A. That's at ZEAL_A. Meanwhile, I need to make it very clear.
Okay.
I'm not even a crypto expert. I need to make it clear. So, and this is what bothers me.
Why did you put it that way?
Why I put it that way is it's easy to learn and understand things. I'm not I've spoken with experts on this.
Yeah.
I mean, so I have a basic knowledge. And it upsets me and frightens me that my very basic knowledge is more than the central bank's knowledge.
Zeal, you're a bad mouth. We have to go. Thank you so much for coming around, Zeal. Always a pleasure.
Thank you,
pleasure.
Thank you very
Lagos,
much.
let's see if we can give somebody 10,000 naira this morning, all right? Stay here.
Me?
You, Bao. Huh?
No.
This guy.
Let me go and buy crypto.
Good morning.
Are you a salary earner and experiencing salary delays? In need of school fees, loan, or house rent? Does your business need expansion and you've got no money? Do you need a car or equipment for personal or business use? Worry no more. With Creditville Auto Lease and flexible loan products, you are just a call away from achieving your financial goal. Simply dial 0805-510-0010. You can also send us an email via info@creditville.ng or log on to www.creditville.ng. Creditville, financing you for a good life.
99.3 Nigeria info. A quick announcement before we go on. There was this winner last week, something Hamzat, Alairaj Hamzat or so. I'm so sorry. You have been disqualified from last week because our internal audit found out that you played the game during the sunny side and you played on hard facts. And you cannot do that. You cannot play you cannot play more than once in a day. You can play more than once in a week, but in a single day you cannot do that. So the winning will go to the next highest scorer of that day. Apologies for that. Well, terms and conditions apply, you know. So let's play. Let's see who we can give 10,000 naira this morning. 0700 993 993 993. That is our studio line. Who's gonna be the luckiest? Who? Let's see who this person will be. Please, when you're calling, just turn off your radio.
This is Just a Minute on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, what's your name?
My name is Raji Shola.
Ladi Shola.
Raji Shola.
Raji?
Yes.
Shola?
Yes, sir.
Is that the name that will pop up on your account number?
Yes, Raji Ibrahim Shola.
Okay. Have you won Just a Minute before?
I've never.
Okay. So let's play, Raji Shola. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
All right, then. Let's play.
This is Just a Minute.
What is the name of my guest this morning?
Zeal.
Zeal what?
No idea.
Lie. I'm not giving you that one. Your next question is, what show is next after this one?
Table Talk.
Fantastic. One question down. Please tell me the Facebook account of Nigeria Info, Facebook page address of Nigeria Info.
At Nigeria Info 99.3.
I will give it to you. There's no at there. It's just Nigeria Info 99.3. So you have two questions correctly. Now, who is the sponsor of Just a Minute?
Creditville.
3 questions correct down for you. Tell me, who is the new anchor joining WhatsApp Lagos today?
Andre, Collie.
Oh, fantastic. 3 questions correct for you, my friend. Let's go on. 4 questions. Sorry. You have 4 questions correct. 4 questions correct. Tell me, what was the first discussion we had this morning on the Morning Crossfire?
Okay, first discussion.
Yeah.
Please.
It's 4 that you got, or your time is up. Raji, just stay on the line. Don't worry, calm down. You could just be the winner of the day. Lagos, Nigeria, this is how far we're able to go on the Crossfire today. Thank you all for being a part of it. Many thanks to our sponsors, Creditville. I am Sheriff Quadry. You can find me on social media, on Twitter at Sheriff Quadry, on Instagram at Sheriff Quadry, on LinkedIn at Sheriff Quadry. I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Table Talk with Wemi Madeudi is next.
Do you need to meet up your goals for the year? Then here's the good news. Goals are easily achieved by choosing Creditville as a reliable credit assistance. Creditville is accessible and reliable at all times. With Creditville, interest rates are affordable, repayment plan is flexible, disbursement is processed within 24 hours. These and many more are the reasons why you should choose Creditville as your accessible and reliable financial partner. For more information, log on to www.creditville.ng. You can also send us an email via info@creditville.ng, and you can give us a call on 080-5510-0010. Creditville. Loans, investment, leasing.
Only 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.